What's that
That was
shirt?
my
What are you
Final
doing?
Fantasy 16 t-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit game.
Great game. Yeah, keep going. Hello and welcome to Dodge, Parry and Roll, your fortnightly Australian independent video game and existential crisis show. I am your host for the last time in 2025, Joshua LaRosa, joined by my dear friend Vinnie. Vinnie, how are you?
Good, man. I'm tired. I've had a big, we're stumbling to the end of 2025 pretty much, but it's good. It's one of those days where you could use a drink of sorts.
Yes, I landed on an old fashioned, which when I poured it, I'm like, probably put a little bit too much whiskey, but you know, 'tis the season, right?
Is the season.
Cheers, Vinny.
Season of
Here's
alcoholism.
Here's the 2025 being over.
That's it, man.
Also, I do want to make clear, I've got one of those giant old-fashioned ice cubes in here, right? Like, it's not that much whiskey. There is a gigantic ice cube in here, just to set the record straight, because, you might get the wrong idea. You might think Josh is an old alcoholic.
No. But, man, I love an old-fashioned. That's probably my favorite for sure. Like, I went out with Sam on Saturday. We went out for dinner, went to, like, this Southern fried chicken place, and then went around the corner to this bar, and I had what I would call, it's this place called Moondrop, and I would have an equivalent of what I would call a old-fashioned adjacent. It was I can't remember it was like a honey-ish old-fashioned. Quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized something hilarious.
Let's go.
We're just gonna go with it this time. You might notice you are seeing us on a new background that we're debuting. And I just noticed that I've got our video recordings flipped. So I am listed under Vinnie, with Vinnie's little image above me, and you're Josh today. So,
oh, sorry, I can fix that in post.
Oh, beautiful. I just thought it would, just to confuse everyone even more, but through the power of editing. Yeah, an old fashioned is a great drink. We actually had Sam and Vinnie over at our house a few weeks back now.
Meeting of the families.
Nice little friendsmas before the misses of the missmas, because there's a lot. There's I've had everyone wanting to do some sort of miss, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's just been a lot of food. But yeah, we had Vinny and Sam over, made my homemade pizzas.
So good, man. So good.
Thank you. And old fashions as well. It's funny, you asked me where that came from. And I like my bourbons and I like my whiskey.
Yeah.
I also like my wines, like I'm a red wine drinker as well. And you'll know how much I exist and listen to maybe 3 things in life and nothing else, right? It's Seinfeld.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's Seinfeld, Kind of Funny / Podcast Beyond / Now What Is Last Stand Media, which is Colin Moriarty's podcast. And Curb Your Enthusiasm's the third thing. And I remember as far back, and I'm talking, must have been at least maybe 2015, 2016 when they started kind of doing Kind of Funny. And Colin would talk about old fashions and would make old fashions on the show. And that's what they'd be drinking, him and Greg and Nick and Tim. And yeah, I was always just fascinated. I'm like, what is this drink? They keep talking about this old fashioned. And then I tried one out, and I'm like, this is okay. But the first time you drink it, you don't know what you're doing, right? Like it's
Yeah.
You're drinking it like it's a bourbon and Coke, where it's a sipper. You're supposed to sip on it, let the ice melt a little bit. And now it's my favorite drink ever, and I make it at home. It's what I get every time I go out. I love a bourbon old fashioned. Yeah.
See, I can't remember my origin of an old fashioned, but I think it was just one of those things I panicked ordered when I went to a cocktail bar, and I'm like, I don't know what cocktails, like, I don't know what's in a mojito. I don't know what's in, like, as in, like, way back when. I don't know what was in a mojito. I didn't know what, like, to call certain things, but I knew what an old fashioned was. So I just ordered it, and it was delicious. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is my drink of choice. And you know what? It is that bourbon plus that little, like, sweetness of the orange rind. I'm like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Big fan. And you can do it in a few different ways. Like, some people like the rye old fashioned.
Yeah.
I prefer a bourbon. So I'd usually mix because it does have like a sugar syrup in it, but I tend to use a little bit
Yeah,
less
it does.
sugar. But then I'd use a sweeter whiskey a sweeter bourbon,
Okay, yeah.
to kind of counter that. But I have had like a rum old fashioned. My uncle makes them like with the cherry in them, and I'm
Uh,
less of a fan. I prefer the
okay.
ones I make to be.
Do you like a machino cherry? Do you know, like,
It's like that really lolly cherry. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan, to be honest.
yeah. You know, what? Me neither. But I had homemade, like, granted homemade,
Mm.
being at a restaurant, but it was cherry cola
Okay.
at and you know what? They had the machino cherry in it.
Yep. Yep.
I not a personally big fan of that flavor, but
Mm.
infused with the cola was actually not too bad.
Not too bad.
But it always reminds me of either the old red flavored Starburst lollies.
Yes.
Remember those?
Yep.
Or just any kind of medicine as a kid that was quote unquote cherry flavored.
Yeah. And I think there's
That's
an
what it reminds me of.
Italian biscuit as well that used to use like they use the almond essence but would have the cherry in it.
Oh, the little cherry on top.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to always pick
Yeah.
those out. But then sometimes the flavor of the cherry would like infect the biscuit.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's just
You've ruined it.
ruined it. Yeah, that's what I'd say to my nonna. Ruined it. Get out. Runs into the kitchen crying. But yeah, it's been a hectic few weeks heading into the Christmas break. I'm off for a little bit of time now between now and New Year's. I think I'm back at work on the 5th, and then I'm pretty much on standby for when this baby comes, and I've got a chunk of time off to spend at home. But it's just been, I don't want to be like every episode I'm like, oh god, I'm tired, but this one is like I'm aching. Like my body is aching. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking about this before, right? Where I think I was on Instagram, and I just saw some photo of one of my mates who was just like out, and I'm like, I don't like.
Why would you?
I don't necessarily want to be out right now, but I'm like, I do miss the option to do something for myself, right? Everything I do for myself has to somewhat be compromised. Where it's like, all right, I'm gonna, train, and then it's like Nathan slamming on the door, Nathan crying in the other room. I can hear my wife, struggling because she's pregnant, so I cut it short. Or,
Yeah.
or I'm at that kind of phase. So it's not about Josh, right? Which is okay. Contrary to what my wife would say, I'm okay with it not being about me. But it is a struggle. Like it's full on all day, every day, and it's only gonna get busier when baby number 2 comes. Like I can see why people age so much, including me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you have kids. But today was a good day. We built, so we got Nathan for Christmas. I'll show a photo now that I'm actually not having my screen all blurry, so you can actually see the photo I raised to the camera.
Yep.
He had this little swing which you saw in the backyard, right? We got that when he was 1, which he's outgrown now. But we built this. This was 5 hours of me and my brother-in-law this morning.
Oh, yeah. Oof, very nice.
So he's got like the double swing now, and then like the slide and the little cubby house thing. Really cool. It's gonna wreck my grass, but that's okay. And
Not your grass.
not my grass, but that's all right. I was actually thinking today. You know what? I really need next year. The grass has gone through a lot this year with the garden bed, the other side. We've got stuff. Yeah, it's had enough. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to try to level it anymore for now. I'm going to just let it ride through this year, and then I'll cut it right back and then level it with the sand next year. But anyway, that's just me diatribing to myself. So yeah, we built this for Nathan. Naomi also washed every like infant baby clothes item that we've got to get ready for when baby number 2 comes. Fortunate when you have 2 boys, a lot of the stuff is fine to use.
Yep.
So our house is like a laundry mat. So we're hanging out clothes everywhere. We were swapping the bedroom. So Nathan's moving out of his old room into his new room. Obviously, we built the bed and got the new sheets and
Yeah.
transferring all the clothes and the wardrobe. We did a bit of a spring clean. I'm just going to go through a list here. So, Naomi was cleaning all the bathrooms. I was scrubbing the shower. Did my pendant lights that are above our kitchen. Gave those a scrub. I did the architrades. It's just been
Yeah.
a day or
I mean,
two.
you forgot the most important thing. You redid your Power Ranger cabinet.
Twice. I haven't told you I did it again.
You did it again.
So
You got
again,
to send me another photo.
yes. So originally, I was discussing with Vinny because I've got a display for those who don't know, which is everyone but Vinny. I have a display case in my game room, right, my little theater room, and it's mostly made up of Power Ranger collectibles from 1993 to about 2000. Time Force, is that 2000 or 2001?
2003.
No, no way. Space is 98. That means Galaxy is 99.
In space in 98 in Japan.
Oh, so it was 99. Okay, and then Lightspeed's 2000. Lost Galaxies 2000 here.
2001. I think Lightspeed's 2001.
Okay.
2002. I'm doing a quick Google. Keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, so big cabinet full of that stuff from the 90s, early aughts, and then a top level. I've got some video game stuff, and I came across this video about collecting because I was in I was going through a phase on YouTube. What is
2001.
it? 2001. Where it's like, video game room tours. Like, when you're just like sitting there at night, like, whatever, I'll just put this 40-minute video game tour on. And that's dangerous because it often leads to me going, oh, that's cool. And then I'm on eBay and I'm buying things. And I often message Vinny and he's like, you don't need that. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so this is the display case. Again, show and tell.
Yeah.
Send
me that photo. I'll add it to the
diagram.
Post.
As you can see, it's very full. And then I landed on this video about like collections and collecting and like how to display and what to display and what to put away.
How it tells a story and
yeah. So I ended up packing up a lot of the characters and just had like kind of the key main figures there, which I kind of liked for a week or so, and then I was like, oh, it's getting a bit too empty. So this is where I landed on. Right, I just brought back the main. I'll send you the photo.
Yeah.
I ended up just putting the main teams back in. So
okay. So you don't have the ninjettis, you don't have the villains.
No villains, no ninjettis, no psychos, nothing. Just
no psychos. Damn.
I know. But I've just got the main team of 6. I then put my in space team of 6, Lost Galaxy team of 6, and then my Lightspeed and my Time Force down the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
So a nice happy medium.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a bit of spring cleaning here in the La Rosa household. Bit of nesting before the baby comes, just kind of getting everything right. But what about you? I've seen some of the videos of your place on Instagram. I'm like, Jesus, you have like a singer there. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. We had carols at our house the other night. I wasn't actually here. I was once again just hanging out with Sam, like doing all the stuff. We did like the family stuff. Had a little date, watched some Christmas movies. We watched Die Hard, which is, the more I watch it, the more Die Hard is a Christmas movie. There is it's take place at our office Christmas party. There's what's it called, like Christmas carols going out throughout the entire movie. There's Christmas references throughout the entire movie. At one point, like, I think Hans Gruber, who's says ho ho ho, so I'm just like, all right, cool. Definitely people say Merry Christmas. Definitely a Christmas movie. But we did we did her family's Christmas yesterday.
Yes, she did mention that they do it a bit early. Yep.
Yeah, they do it a bit early. So I went to Werribee Zoo. First time I went in I think 15, 20 years.
Yeah, wow.
Feels like. But it was good. It was good. It was just different vibes than what I'm normally used to as a family stuff.
So they went to the zoo for Christmas.
They went to the zoo. Yeah.
That's good. That's nice, right? Like,
it's something
different, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wow, something different. I'm like, this is not what I'm used to, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Like, her sister's really cool.
Is this the first time you met some of the extended family? Okay.
This is the second time.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's a good open environment. That's always a good. Yeah.
This is the best part about making small talk when you're on the move.
Yeah.
You can observe.
And there's animals like, oh, lion. And you talk about the lion for 30 minutes and you're like, conversation done.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thoughts exactly, being like, just saying like, oh, cheetahs, yada yada, this, that, and that. Is that a hippo? Crazy.
Yeah. Timon? No.
Yeah. I did see a meerkat, your favorite.
Yeah, big fan. Always on the watch, those little buggers.
So, but that was it, and that's it, man. Wrapping Christmas presents, doing some last minute Christmas shopping.
Mm.
That's been it. Like there is a blurred image at the back, but that red blur is wrapping paper and Christmas boxes.
Mm.
But yeah, man, it's 2 days before, 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm just burnt out, man. I just want to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to like. I'm off for work now. When I get back, I'm gonna be off fairly quickly. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to take this time to make at least an hour for me once a day is my goal heading into from tomorrow into Christmas into New Year's. Just an hour in the morning. It's partly on me because I love sleeping, right? And not that sleeping in this household's past 8 o'clock, but I used to be like one of those 11 and wake up at 11. Naomi used to hate it. When we were dating, she'd be like, "What time do you want me over?" I'm like, 1 p.m. Gives me time to wake up 11:30. My nana and I would
That's
have
wild.
breakfast.
Waking up at 11:30. What time are you going to sleep?
Late. Very late. Not
Okay.
extremely late, but late. Like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Yeah, still ridiculous.
This is like
Oh,
10 years ago.
this is early 20s, Josh, which makes sense. You can survive on like 4 hours sleep as an early 20-year-old or something and then be fine. Like the days we used to go out clubbing and then I'd be at work the next day at like 9 a.m. doing an 8-hour shift.
It's doable.
After getting back home at like 4 a.m. Now, if I'm waking up, if I'm not asleep by about 2:30, I'm calling in sick the next day. I can't do it. I'm out.
I don't even get to 2:30 ever.
Yeah, I'm saying just like one of those random days. If I ever, not even if I'm out, just if I can't sleep, I'll be like, I can't do it. I'm out. Sub me in.
I get so tired by the time like Nathan gets to bed and I hit the couch. I'm so tired where I don't even want to play a video game. I'll watch YouTube and I'll get to 9:30 and I'll feel like a zombie and literally go to bed. Like it's just I've never known an exhaustion. I mean, I love him. I love him dearly.
He's a handful.
He's
man.
a handful.
But I mean that not in a bad way. I mean he's a handful. It's in like he's so active.
Yeah, he's not like it's when I say I'm tired and he's tiring, it's not because he's really doing anything. He's just very active. Like you said, he's on. Just boom, boom, boom. He's running around. I'm like, oh, he's definitely got my genetics in him. Poor kid.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, that is on me.
But we are a video game podcast, and I actually want to talk to you about a video game that we both played that I finished as of what's that?
That was my Final Fantasy 16 t-shirt.
Oh,
yeah,
shit game.
Great game. Yeah, keep going.
But speaking of games that we both played and somewhat enjoyed, I beat Digimon Story Time Stranger as of 4 hours ago.
Yes. How did you find it?
You know what? It's the end game of RPGs that I find out that I really enjoy. It's the thing where you actually find a broken mechanic, you find a method, and you're actually just grinding away, and you're trying to get all the in this case, I was trying to get all the Digimon. I was just like digi-farming. I actually figured out very late into the game and how personalities work with training.
Yeah.
So I didn't, and I was like, oh, I want like Imperial Ultramon, I want Omnimon. So I did that very late into the game.
What was your team? What was your final team?
War Greymon, Metal Garurumon,
Classic.
Gallantmon Crimson Mode, Justimon, Mac Galgamon, and one more, but I didn't even.
I don't know my one's names. I'm not.
And then someone, I think I had a Myotismon, or like Better Myotismon.
Yep.
Which is like the villain from the first movie, from season 2.
Yep.
But yeah, so Justimon is from Digimon Tamers.
Justimon. Yep.
And then Mac Galgamon's from Digimon Savers, which is season 5. So I did that. That was my team.
Yeah.
So there was like, but I was trying to do like everything. I was like doing like evolving, then de-digivolving, then digivolving. I'm like, oh, this is a new pathway, and I'm like, do I want to complete the entire field guide? I don't know. I'm just like mix matching Digimon.
You know what? The one thing the game was missing for me was just like an easy way to farm, like just to convert. like some sort of open field where everything's like, I know you can kind of go back to a dungeon and do it that way.
Yeah.
Or at least I would like the ability to just, when you hit 200, have the counter start again and have a second one kind of cooking. Because sometimes I'd forget to convert and then I'd be like, what? And then it's like, oh shit, I can't actually do anything until but the game was great. I mean, it was such a big step up from, what was the other?
Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, where it's like, if they can keep to this type of quality, I think I really enjoyed it. Like, it's my first Digimon game since the PS3 Rumble Arena game.
Okay, yeah.
Been a very long time. No, I did play 10 hours of Hacker's Memory leading into this, but I don't really count that because I got that for this, like, just to kind of ease my way in. But like last time I picked up one was back in the PS3. But I finished Ghost of Yotei. Yotei. I don't know. I always sound very Aussie when I say it. And I was kind of talking to you about the game's great. Everything about it.
Yeah.
Story, graphics,
But
everything.
you said you're really unmotivated to play it.
But I was very unmotivated to play it. I think I've just had... It's the open world. Even though this open world is very great, like in terms of... I think it's designed in a way where it's like the best possible version of the Ubisoft formula. In the sense of that it feels very natural. You're kind of naturally discovering these side objectives, but there is still like the encampment, the wolf den. You know, like it's formulaic, but it does change it up a fair bit. But I think I've just kind of gotten over open world games in that space. And I heard someone on a podcast say, and after they said it, I could not see it. It's like every main story beat was kind of like, talk to this NPC, walk with the NPC, stealth section, get caught or not, combat section, big fight. You know, like it's just a lot of that. And it's weird, right? Like during the PS3 generation, we'd get like 2 or 3 of the same game, like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 kind of come out within 3, 4, 5 years, right? And it felt like fine. But for some reason, when there's such a long gap, I'm finding myself less tolerable to similar styles of games. I felt the same thing with Horizon. I really enjoyed the first one, but then when it came to Forbidden West, I was just like, this is just better than the first in most ways, but it is more of the same. And just, I mean, critically, I think it's critically it's great, but I just think,
Yeah, I get it. And you know what? I can understand what that was like. When you're used to having something that, when they're pumping out games and they use recycled assets, like think of the Yakuza games are a great example. Being like, you know what you're expecting. I think because if it's coming out like once every 2 years, and there is that thing where they're not cutting corners, but they're actually working smarter, not harder, to pump out a game. They're using the PS3, they're using the PS2 formula for gaming, or PS3 formula, where it's like, okay, graphically, the game doesn't need to be anything too fancy. It works. We have the mechanics of the base game. What we really need is a new story, and then maybe a new gimmick in this end. And then you'd see it from Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2. It's like a big step up. I always feel like an Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, massive.
It feels like those first games are like almost the most linear a game is ever going to be. And then it adds a little aspect of like, because like I always kind of joke about Uncharted 1 being essentially a rail shooter.
It was.
It just it essentially feels like that. But then the puzzling aspect, like just the extra puzzles in 2, and then even 3 adds a little bit more of another mechanic. And then also like the playing as young Drake. And it's those things where you are more accepting of it because you haven't had to wait so long.
Exactly. Where if I'm waiting 5 years between Tsushima and Yotei,
you almost want a brand new, groundbreaking game.
Yeah, in that world, but a completely different style of game. It's exactly it. Like even the way that Final Fantasy VII Remake to Rebirth did it, where it's like Remake was very linear, Rebirth was open world. Like that worked for me because it was very different. So yeah, I played and finished it. Like as soon as I did the final boss and kind of got jumped back into the open world, there's some stuff that I still hadn't done. I was like, I'm done. Like I'm just, I mean, if I was putting a number on it, I still think the game's great. I still think it's like an 8, but it's just, for me, it's just like, I don't know, my tastes are changing rapidly, which in a good way for me. Like, I feel like, yeah, I'm just excited to play Metroid. I got that on my Christmas list, but I picked up
Yeah, me too. That's gonna be my next game as well.
yeah, I have opened up, not purchased because I've had it since launch, Ninja Gaiden 4. I remember thinking, oh no, another samurai. Loving it. I'm like, yep, this is instantly more my vibe right now than Tsushima Yotei was, in terms of just like linear, fast paced action game. So yeah, well, I'll talk about that probably in the new year once we're back. But really, for our final episode, as most video game podcasts do, we wanted to do a bit of an end of year celebration. Before we get into that, Vinny, did you get a chance to watch the Jeff Keighley shows? Did you have a favorite announcement? Any thoughts, feelings, concerns?
You know what? I was unfortunately didn't really have a chance to watch the Game Awards, being, our Australian time difference, me being at work. It was just not a good time for me.
Yeah.
I did manage to watch some highlights. I did see by terms of announcements, Mega Man Dual Override.
Yeah, Mega Man 12.
Mega Man 12. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I've played, I think I played 11 only a few years ago. I played during lockdown. I say a few years ago. It's like, yeah, that's been a while. But, and then I played also Mighty Gunvolt Burst, which was, similar developers who made that. Made that. And I've enjoyed those games. I quite enjoy the Mega Man style of game. Mega Man 2 is probably in my top 10. In terms of like a retro top 10.
Yeah. That's a good idea. We should do that one time. Retro top 10.
I think a retro top 10 of,
anything that's not
to 2005.
3D.
Yeah.
We'll do a pre-3D era, like pre-PS1 64.
Yeah.
And then do an SD and then a HD era. That's actually a really good idea. Should write
All right,
that
cool.
down.
Let's write it down.
Yep.
But yeah, Dual Override, that's the game I'm hyped for. I was gonna say like, oh, you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 announcement. I'm excited for Final Fantasy Chapter
7.
3.
Ah!
But no, we got fuck all for those, and not even
Square Enix, man. What is going on over there?
Man, you gotta fix your shit. But how did you enjoy it? Because you said you had some.
Yeah, I watched it with my uncle.
A big like event.
Yeah, which it was very nice. It reminded me of the old E3s of old, where I used to watch E3 live, which would get me. I think it used to be like the Queen's birthday weekend here in Australia, I think, or there was a public holiday around about E3 time, and I would watch. I think it'd start with Microsoft and then into Nintendo, Ubisoft. Like I'd watch it all through the night, and then it would end with Sony's in the morning. Obviously E3 is no longer, but this is like the last remnant of those types of shows. So I didn't watch it live because it was airing 11 o'clock. I think the stream kicked off, and I could have, because I would have made time for it, but we made an agreement between me, my uncle, and a mate to just stay off the internet for a day, which was good in itself. And then we watched it live and had a few old fashions and ordered pizza. It was a good time. I thought the show was really good, paced really well, long, but paced okay. I think it was just missing one big final announcement. They ended up on High Guard, which is that got so many dislikes. Yeah, they should have maybe started the show with that and ended on Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic. I feel like that would have made the most sense.
100%.
Yeah, but yeah, Mega Man looked great. I actually purchased the collections on Switch right after the stream. They were $5 each. Collection 1 and 2.
Oh wow, for just the standard Mega Mans.
Yeah, so I've been more of an original Mega Man guy than X. So yeah, I brought the collection 1, which is I think 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think on the second collection. But yeah, I think there was some really good announcements for me, like seeing Tomb Raider back. Obviously, Saros was there. But yeah, it was what's it called? Control Resonant. That looked really cool. I was a fan. I liked the first Control, but I'm more of an Alan Wake guy. And this seems more of an action hack and slash game from Remedy. So I'm excited. Because, yeah, I think they're a special team. There's not too many teams quite like Remedy. So yeah, I think overall a really good show. Again, very long. There's always things they could do better, but
Yeah.
instead of talking about Jeff, I thought we would do some of our own awards. I was looking back at the year that was 2025, and I think I've played like probably the most games that I've played in a very long time. This year was just stacked with some really great games. So we came up with some categories. I'll go through the categories first, and then obviously we'll work our way to our personal pick for Game of the Year. But of course, we'll have the titular Game of the Year. We noted that this is a game that we felt defined and encapsulates the year that was. So obviously a very special game to take that spot. The second category we got is So Close You Can Taste It. This is basically a runner-up. The game did so much, but yet just missed the top spot. Our next category is Snub Game of the Year. A game you love that got no love, right? So whether that's no love at Jeff's show or just in the video gaming zeitgeist, Twitter, just didn't get spoken about for more than 2 minutes, and it's a game that you really love. This one, I think, is actually an interesting one that should probably be in the Jeff show, and that is Do Remakes Count award. Best game you played that's a remake or remaster of an old game. Particularly because we get so many, right? And then finally, most anticipated game heading into 2026. So let's start there. We'll work our way back up to Game of the Year. Most anticipated game. Is there a game kind of set for 2026 that, you've kind of noted as, this is the one that I really can't wait to play?
Well, at this point, I thought it was Final Fantasy Chapter 3, but I don't think that's... If there's been no announcement for 2026, I'm kind of worried that it's not even coming out next year.
Yeah.
So that's...
GTA.
Hey, you know what? I'm not a big GTA guy. I have to say, like, I'm just not... Like, the story, I'll play it. I won't... Like, it just doesn't feel that good. I think I'm just a fantasy kind of guy. I don't really like the sports games. I don't like the shooters. I need some either good puzzles, good strategy, or I just
a bit of Japanese flavor. But this is a post Red Dead 2 Rockstar, which is exciting, right? Because we haven't played a Grand Theft Auto since 2013. So Rockstar's come a long way. Like, Red Dead storytelling is incredible. Even though I haven't not finished it, and it's one of my pile of shame games. But
maybe for me, Dragon Quest 7.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be kind of interesting for me because I've never played Dragon Quest game, but looking at it, I'm kind of like keen for it, and that's only coming out in like February.
Is that the remake? That's the remake.
Reimagined.
Yeah, the reimagined. Yeah.
So my most anticipated game is a reimagining.
That's okay. Totally fine.
What about you?
For me, I've got a few. There's a few games that I was looking through the list, and some of these don't have release dates, or they've just got the release year. And I won't go through some of the stuff that's a known quantity, right? Like, I think Wolverine and Saros and Marvel Token Fighters look great. I probably won't spend too much time there, but some like kind of random picks. I'm actually excited to play Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Seeing Capcom bring that back. I've only dabbled with Onimusha. And I think this is a series that could have returned and very much been like, all right, let's embrace the Souls, experience. But it seems like it's trying to still be what it always was. So I'm excited to see that. Capcom don't typically miss. Pragmata is another one that's releasing next year that looks exciting. But really, I think for me, and this one I don't actually know if it will come out, is Darksiders 4. We saw the reveal, I think, earlier this year, I think in August, through the THQ showcase. And we all know my love for Darksiders, the series that won't stay dead. And having the fourth game, which is finally going to be the Four Horsemen coming together, playing after the end of the first Darksiders, which was in 2010. I'm excited.
I mean, for me, it was either going to be... Really, it should have been Kingdom Hearts 4, but it's not even... I don't even know what they're doing.
That's going to be...
At this point...
Yeah.
At this point, that is development hell at that point, because I don't even know what's happening, but we've like the Square Enix business side of things, where they did a whole bunch of layoffs.
Yeah.
They cut a whole bunch of mobile games out. They cut a
Gutted
whole
the
lot of
Western Studios.
teams.
Yeah.
So it's been like Square Enix are in. They're what they said was they're reprioritizing, and they're reprioritizing what they makes them work. I
They're
think was
kind of
they
doing
said.
trying to replicate the Capcom thing, where it's like, all right, we got Resident Evil, we got Monster Hunter, we got like these key series that make money, and Final Fantasy is still
Yeah,
one of those series. Dragon Quest, like they've got these franchises that do well, but they were also doing Foam Stars and mobile games and
yeah.
all these different things. And then their old CEO had this big thing on the blockchain. He's no longer there, but
Oh
now they're
yeah, I
talking
remember
about
that.
AI, and it's they're an interesting. I feel like Square Enix never feel like they're ever on top of things, even when the games that they make are mostly great, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, obviously the Final Fantasy 7 series, 16, for whatever it's worth, I thought was great. Um, what's the 2.5D Octopath Traveler?
Octopath Traveler.
That's great. I just feel like there's something rotten at the core there that is a little concerning. But yeah, I think
I agree.
2026 is set to be great. I mean, the other one that I was actually excited for is Bloodstain, the Scarlet Engagement. This is a 2.5D kind of. It's technically a 3D, 2.5D Metroidvania, made by Igarashi, who's obviously the famous creator of Symphony of the Night. Yeah, I'm just hammering for anything kind of Castlevania adjacent. So to see that set for next year is like, oh, I could go a
Yeah,
good Metroidvania. Um,
that
yeah,
is a
so
Metroid.
that was like 5 different announcements. But if I had to pick one, I'm just gonna say Darksiders 4.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'll try to be a bit more pertinent with my selections this time and not just naming off.
Pertinent.
Yeah, is that a word?
Um, I, I don't know, man.
Prudent? Prudent? I don't know. All right. Do remakes count? The best game you played that was a remake, remaster, reimagining, retelling, whatever the video game world wants to tell you of an old game.
Yeah. So this one's I don't know if it's cheating or not because I never played the original, but for me this year, Trails in the Sky, first chapter, I quite enjoyed it. Like a game that we both played.
Mm-hmm.
I just love a good JRPG gameplay loop. I
Yep.
really do. Something about it. Those mechanics were good. The semi turn based combat, like mixing like action RPG with versus turn based RPG. Interesting story after you get past the initial. I'd say the first. I'd say after you get beyond chapter 2, I think the story actually starts to get pretty interesting.
Mm.
Um, and then it set it up for a new game, which you showed me the article is actually coming out. What is it, next year?
Yeah, yeah. They've got 2. I think they've got Trails into Horizon launching in January, which is the latest in the series, and then they've got Sky Chapter 2 set for end of
Yeah,
2026. So it's a good time to enter. I think very similar. I found it very wholesome, very PS2 era vibe feeling.
yeah, I loved it.
But everyone's just so pushy on the story of these games, where I'm like, okay, and that ending was great, but I think it's only going to get better.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, is that your during? Is
Yeah,
that
it
your?
was my runner up to that. But for me, I have to go Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yes, Metal Gear.
Snake Eater. Launched, I think, in August of this year. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is my favorite game of all time, which is a testament because I played the game during the lead up to Phantom Pain. So well past the PS2 era.
Yeah,
Actually into the PS4 era, and I went back via the Blue Point HD remasters on the PS3 and loved my time with Snake Eater. And replaying it now with modern control schemes, modern graphics, the game still incredibly holds up today. I said to Vinny, like, if this was made today with, a team the size of Claire Obscure's Expedition 33, was an indie darling, because the game is fundamentally a PS2 game in terms of
yeah.
scope and size. This would have been like in the game of the year pick.
Damn.
But in terms of what it like what it's done for the video game world, right? All these years later, 20 years later, it's still great. Like the story holds up, the characters hold up, the voice acting holds up. I really connected with Snake Eater when I first played it. And you know, Snake Eater is the origin point. It's the beginning of the story, and Metal Gear is like this collective thing where it only gets better with context of the other games. So playing it again now that I've played all the Metal Gear games multiple times, I'm like, yeah, this is such a great game, and you can play it and finish it in like 12 hours. It's such a like breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Particularly after you play a game like Trails, where I'm like, all right, 75 hours, 80 hours, 90 hours, like, yeah. So I've lent you my copy. I'm hoping that this is a Christmas game for you, Vinny.
Yeah, so I got to play it. I'm probably going to pick it up and play it before I play Metroid. Because it seems like or I'm going to play it in tandem because, you know, it's going to be a shorter game. Metroid's not particularly long game either, so I've heard.
Yeah, 12, 14 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. You know what? Some games don't need to be 80 hours long.
No. In fact, I prefer most games not be.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate because my favorite genre of game is generally an 80-hour long game.
Yeah.
Which is a JRPG.
Yep. All right. Next category, Snub, Game of the Year. A game you love that got no love. Whether that's during the Jeff show or just during the video game dialogue online. A game you play that you're like, this is really great, but no one seems to care. Or they did care for like 2 minutes and then moved on. So I don't know if there was a game for you, Vinny, that you felt that.
So the game I played, and I played it when I still had Game Pass this year, so I didn't purchase it. But Blueprints got no love this year at the Game Awards. I mean, it was only nominated for I think one award, and got beat out by Claire Obscure Expedition 33 for Best Independent Game. So I'm not surprised there. But Blueprints is such a cool game, man.
Yeah.
It's like roguelike with like old school like mystery. Like you actually have to write stuff down for it to, you know, you're almost like you have to be attentive when you play. But that was probably the game I thought that had almost that had no love on my end. But I think that game is technically I'm probably thinking about it in terms of like the Game Awards having no love, because I think technically it's the highest rated game of the year.
It got love, but definitely not at the Game Awards. It was one of those when it came out, where like this is, and I mute myself because I have my son in the monitor on the screen there.
I know.
It's like, that during the Game Awards, like when it launched, everyone's like, this could actually win Game of the Year. And then as the year went on, I mean, no discredit to the game, it's just the amount of games that were launching that were Game of the Year worthy each and every month.
Good year for games.
Great year for games.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a worthy pick.
What about you? What was your snub?
I've got two, and I think I will mention the two here because these were two that were snubbed both at the Game Awards and I think in general discourse. I'm
going to guess one.
Go for it.
Mafia: The Old Country.
That is definitely one of them. Mafia: The Old Country, launched again in August. Completely snubbed. It kind of came and went. It sold relatively well. I think they reached probably 1 million, 1.5 million, kind of not too far after launch. I remember them kind of touting that on Twitter or X. But yeah, I thought this was a real great experience. It was linear. It got straight to the point. There was no fluff. I think the worst thing about it was I think that the actual gameplay itself was serviceable but not tight.
Groundbreaking?
Not groundbreaking and not super tight. But the story it told, whilst probably somewhat predictable in terms of like a mafia style story, I thought was really compelling. The characters were great. The main antagonist was antagonizing. And I was generally like kind of somewhat gutted by the time I finished the game. So this was one where I thought, I don't know exactly what category I was expecting it to win. Probably not any of them, to be honest. But at least nominated in a few of
Yeah.
these kind of categories. And I want to send my love to the team at Hangar 13 and the work done on Mafia: The Old Country, because I thought it was, man, this old fashioned's kicking in. I thought it was great. I had so much fun with it. And I just kind of want to promote that style of game, you know, like an Uncharted of old, in and out, open-ish,
Yeah.
not too many collectibles, straight to the point, good storytelling, good characters, great characters, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, no. I agree. But I actually have a snub for Game of the Year. Not for Game of the Year, but for the Game of the Year awards. And it was for
Go for it.
best adaptation.
Yeah.
So one thing that didn't even get nominated that I think was worthy of a nomination was Sonic 3.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Twisted Metal, which is
No,
probably
no.
and also another good choice, yeah.
And another good point, but it's on Peacock and no one watches Peacock. I don't think you can even watch Twisted Metal in Australia.
You can, because we watched it, but it's not on, it's on like another app that is,
Like Paramount?
I think it was Paramount, that is somewhat
Okay,
tethered to Peacock. And Twisted Metal is apparently the most popular show on Peacock, like in terms of,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever that means, but
Yeah, exactly. But man, Sonic 3, like Sonic 3 came out, what was it? It was this year early.
I think it came
Pretty
out in
sure.
December, which would still
Yeah.
make it eligible for,
Yeah, sorry, yeah, it came out
yeah.
December 20th, 2024.
Yeah, it got the Indiana Jones treatment where it's like, you missed the cutoff. And then by
Yeah.
next year, it's like, oh, we moved on.
Yeah, but man, like Jim Carrey's performance in that alone is fantastic.
Yeah.
And like you got like live and learn plays. It's like the high points, and it's like I think that that movie itself has a lot of cringe in it, and like, you know, obviously piece of the kids of our like time. But even so, it's like I still consider it to be a pretty good family movie. Like I think it's more rewatchable than what I would think the Minecraft movie is.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree. I think Last of Us Season 2 which was the winner,
Yeah,
was
I
definitely a
mean,
step back
not
from
surprised.
Season 1. Very well
Yeah.
done in terms of the way it was produced and presented. And I get that
It's
there's
HBO.
yeah, there's certain things that maybe translate better on TV done in a certain way than
Yeah.
the video game, but I don't necessarily think. Yeah, that was one where it's like, with Season 1, it's like, all right, you don't play video games, I recommend watching the show. But
Yeah.
with Part 2, it's like, I kind of still recommend you play the game, or at least watch the game, then watch the show. But
I haven't even watched season 2 yet.
yeah, Abby was really great. The character of Abby, played by Caitlin Denner. Yeah. Who, fun fact, was the motion cap and voice actress for Nathan Drake's daughter at the end of Uncharted 4.
Cool.
So,
Keep it in the family with Naughty Dog.
well, wouldn't mind another Uncharted. Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think Ellie was just completely miscast. It was just the wrong choice for Ellie, and you couldn't move past it.
You can't save it.
Yeah. For me, this is probably the game that I think is the biggest snub of the year, and that is the first Berserker Kazan, which launched.
Yeah. You did love this game, yeah.
Yeah, it launched all the way back in March. God, I felt like it was much earlier than the year, but March, and is a Souls-like action RPG made by a team that fundamentally have made mobile games in the past. Very similar to Neo is with Liza P, which is probably the best DLC of the year. And the game was great. It was probably, like, in terms of a combat system, up there with some of the best Souls-like combat systems I've ever played. It's got Ben Starr as the main character, a really cool art style. It gave me Darksiders vibes just based on the art style, angels and demons, like that type of like
Okay, yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
I was actually thinking of replaying it. Yeah, because the game's been
Wow.
heavily patched since launch. In fact, it was so difficult that the normal mode is now called easy. No,
The normal mode is now
the
called
the
hard.
normal mode is now called hard. Yeah, which is what I played it on up until a point, and then dropped it to easy because I'm like, I can't, like, I can't do. It was like 3/4 through the game, and then easy's now become normal. So now I don't feel as bad for
Yeah.
dropping the difficulty. But yeah, the game was like, I think, completely snubbed from both the Game Awards and general discourse in terms of like, action game of the year. Um, it is genuinely a really, really, really great. I'll step back. A really, 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 really good game that is borderline great, and it's missing just a little bit of the special sauce with the storytelling. Because very similar to those styles of games, a lot of the stories told by like dialogue, NPC interactions, and not by cutscene.
Mhm.
This game, I think, really needed a traditional game approach in terms of cutscene and storytelling. Like, you don't
Did it
need to
try?
copy from
It
software
tried.
exactly,
I was gonna say, it tried to do the Dark Souls thing where it's like all the lore is everything in,
Mm.
all the lore is in the items you pick up and everything, all the signs that you read, like
And
all
not
the
not as bad. I'm just gonna step into the other room because my son has decided to throw his quilt over his face, and I'm like, don't like that. Don't like that.
yeah, no,
I'll be
fair
back in a
enough.
second.
Enjoy.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, for sure. All right, well, Josh is gone. I'm just gonna keep talking about how absolutely. Actually, what am I going to talk about? Was a good question. I have drank. I'm on my second drink right now, and I've overpoured this one, and I'm having. I'm not really a big drinker, but I keep hitting my fucking face on this microphone. I'm not really a big drinker, but as of late, and it is a couple of days before Christmas, I figured like why not hit it hard? And I'm so damn tired. But no, I don't know how Josh plays like those games. Like I tried to play Liza P. I don't have the hands for that. Like I cannot get a. I'm more of a dodger in Elden Ring, in Dark Souls, but I think Liza P, where it had the parry mechanic more than anything else. I couldn't get through that game because I mistimed every single parry in Lies in the DLC, but I could get through Elden Ring just by dodging,
Mm.
and that was fine. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't have the hands or the timing for parrying in Lies.
It's funny. I was playing Ninja Gaiden 4, as I mentioned at the top of the show, and I just kept like dying to these bosses. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? And then I realized when I like kind of had like this epiphany moment, I'm like, I'm playing this like a Souls game. I'm naturally like waiting for the enemy and parrying, where this game is very much encouraging you to get ahead
It's
of it.
reactive.
Yeah, and
It's you're being proactive, not reactive.
yeah, be aggressive as opposed to like parrying. I'm like, man, I've really become one of those Souls people now. It's like ruined every game for me. Um, Next category, second to last, penultimate. So close you can taste it. It's your runner-up, the game that did so much yet just missed the top spot for 2025. Vinny, I've got a feeling that I know what this game is.
Yeah, yeah. What do you
Hades
think
2.
was? It is Hades 2.
Yeah.
Yep, surprise. Yeah, I think Hades. I put actually fun fact. I didn't even realize this, but I put more hours into Hades 2 than I did Hades 1.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it was the fact that the game came out. I played both games pre. I played both games in beta.
Mm.
Um, but I think the fact that there was so much content released in beta for Hades that the very end of the game, so to speak, like the end game of Hades was just the final cutscene in Hades 2. Like
Yeah.
you could verse both bosses. There is both an overworld and underworld. So you could verse both bosses. There wasn't any new items or any new like companions or weapons in the official 1.0 release. Like there was just some balancing changes. Even you could do your fear, which is your heat. In this, you could do it in both runs. So it's like things like that where it's the game. I think if it was released, if it was restricted until release, I think there would have been a lot more hype around it, and it would have done a lot more. But because it was released as 1.0, whereas the PC market already had all that, which is the big Supergiant's big fan base and community for Hades, is all PC players.
Yeah.
Because like the hype just wasn't there.
I think the
I
year
think.
also, like
Yeah,
any other year, it's kind of the same thing that happened with Blueprints or some of the other games that got snubbed this year. Where in the sense it's like any other year, you would have won this Dispatch, right? Like it's like any other year, but this year is just like every month there was like a game of the year, you know, and Hades and Silksong kind of, while selling both really well. That's a conversation for another day, because I also think there's this thing where it's like games don't stay in the zeitgeist for very long anymore. Even games that sell extremely well, it's like the week they launch, and then you hear nothing, and it's like, and then you get like, oh, this game sold 1 million or 2 million or 5 million or whatever. But yeah, it's just like, oof.
Yeah, it's always we used to talk about like me and the guys where it's like, oh, get this game now, we're gonna play it all the time. You play for a week, then never touch it again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like gone are the days where it's video games are sold the most in their first quarter on release. I think they're sold the most in their first month now.
Well, like even think about this is a year we got a new Mario Kart. Does it feel like a year that you got a new Mario Kart? Like
no,
yeah,
no, wild. But yeah, I think my snub is, well, not my snub, but my so close you can taste it. Hades 2.
Yeah.
And the ending, since it's been fixed, has been a lot better. Like I think the story of the game was all good up until the very end, but now it's actually quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my vote. Hades 2.
Hades 2.
Can't fault it.
Very good pick. I need to go and play that and Silksong, to be honest. There's a few missing games. I think it worked out. I played on average 2 games a month this year. Like I think I clocked over 20 games completed. Yeah.
I'd go through my list because I had a couple of retro games in there, like played Bioshock, played Batman. Yeah.
Good picks. For me, so close you can taste it is definitely Death Stranding 2. There was moments in that where I was playing it and I'm like, this could very much tip over into my game of the year. It's funny, when we spoke about Yotei before, this is exactly what I meant by taking the fundamentals that is the first game, which is what Death Stranding 1 to 2 does, but completely revolutionize and change up the formula. Where Death Stranding 1 is about isolation and separation and kind of this lone journey, and it's all about the journey literally. This game grows that and changes that, right? Like it's very much that plus Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, right? Where it's like full on stealth, full on action gameplay. Part of it is definitely like the first game was made in a limited time way and kind of released in a weird way where it's like, you know, Kojima separated from Konami, Sony stepped in, funded the game, and you got Death Stranding 1, where this seems like this is the full realization of what that game was intended to be. And to be fair, I haven't played the PS5 port, which seems to add a lot of like the combat and things like that back into the game. But for me, kind of jumping from 1 directly to 2, it shows the separation between the two. And the game does so much from a story perspective. I don't think it's perfect. Like it's nearly like there was certain scenes I'm like, oh, Kojima, you've gone a little you got a little too far here. But the highs outweigh the lows by 100-fold. And it's a very special game. Like to have a AAA game be made with such an indie mindset and such an artistic tone, and you can see very much by the way the game's directed that this is a Kojima game. Yeah, it doesn't happen, right? And
that won no awards.
Like, no. Did you see there was a meme going around of Kojima's face when Expedition 33 won another award? He was kind of like, yeah. He wasn't like angry. He was smiling. He was more like, oh my god, like I flew here from Japan and got nothing. So it could have been a snub,
because even Hades got at least best action game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And that's
Like you
where
said, like,
Kazan probably should have won it. But anyway.
yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
The last award. Game of the year. A game that defined and encapsulated the year that was. I think we both know where this is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Claire
It's
Obscure Expedition 33.
Expedition 33.
I've been thinking
And
about this game. I want to
okay.
replay it. So they Sandfall Interactive launched a kind of thank you DLC, which I jumped back in for like a little bit, but I was like, it's like I've moved on so far from playing this game that I'm like, I
Yeah.
prefer to
I
start
don't
again
remember
and
it.
get to this
Yep.
naturally, because I'm like, I don't feel connected to the characters, the story. It doesn't. I'm never been that type of player that can do that. I like to like lead into whatever's happening.
Yeah.
This is the moment of like, I want to replay this, and I want my wife to like sit in and watch, because you know what it's like. It's so good that you kind of question yourself, where it's like, is this random game by a random team really in Josh's top 10 favorite games of all time? And I like
Yeah.
question myself to that fact. And then I hear like the soundtrack, or I watch like a 2-minute clip, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, it is. Expedition 33 was definitely the game that encapsulates this year. It clearly, it's now outpaced Last of Us Part 2 in terms of the most awards won at Jeff's show. It was a sweep. I mean, Expedition 33 won everything, including categories where I'm like, I don't know, but
Yeah. It's now is the number top spot for like nine
nine
awards.
awards, I think, and Last of Us was 8 or 7.
Yeah.
I think totally worthy of the praise, given its complex development cycle, the story behind these guys leaving Ubisoft and kind of starting their own thing and finding people online and then hiring someone on Reddit, no
Yeah.
publisher, trying to get money, tech demos, Kepler step in, fund it, get it off the the ground floor. It gets rewritten by an actor, by the writer who was cast initially as an actress for the game. The way that, I don't know if you've seen some of the behind the scenes of it, was like, the motion capture. You kind of used to like the Naughty Dog set with the balls and things like that. This is just in a room with like these modular kits with like an iPhone recording the actresses and actors' faces, like very much indie spirited. But
Which
yeah,
is awesome. Like that stuff. Like it's deserving of it in every sense of the word. But at the same time, I can always can't help but think. Like I know some people who are just like at this point, I know people who have hyped it up so much that other people don't want to play it because it's been overhyped. Like people have talked this game up so much in my friendship group, where it's like other people like know it's game of the year, but they're like, I don't want to play it because this person is sniffing its farts.
it's a bit much. It's kind of like Dark Souls players, right? Where it's like,
yeah. Hey, you know what? I was lucky enough to play it day one, like you were, like you
just
showed
blind.
me. I'm like, blind. This game looks good. You showed me the trailer. I'm like, yeah, this is my kind of game. And then I got my friend AJ onto it. Like, okay, this game's sick.
Yeah.
And then when another friend got into it, he just over the top, like, just started
tattoos,
frothing. Yeah, like, I did a cosplay of like the whole French outfit. You know what I mean? He went too into it and then started like all he spoke about, and then kind of like ruined it for everyone else in our friendship group. I'm like, oh well, like, okay, no, you got to play it. It's a good game. And one of our friends said something where he's like, it just looks like every typical Unreal Engine game where it looks.
That's the worst thing. Yeah.
That is, and I agree. I said graphically, it's nothing special, but the soundtrack's fantastic. I think the gameplay is very good because it's actually a turn-based game where you feel like you're still doing something in a turn-based.
Yeah. And on the Unreal piece, it's like, whilst I agree Unreal has this jank that's very clearly Unreal and it's kind of like noticeable, if this game was done on any other engine and any other art style, it would have been lesser of a game because more time would have been needed to get it to a point. Like the whole benefit of Unreal is, whilst it does have that Unreal look to it, no pun intended, well, it is designed in a way that small teams can get games that look AAA, quote unquote, relatively quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like
Yeah, no, I agree.
they would have been stuck finding another, if it was done on Unity or whatever,
Yeah,
the
or like
time spent on
yeah,
refining it
yep.
would have taken away from what we ended up getting from the final game.
Yes, I agree. And it's like they're using a lot of default. There's like default assets that they can use, default like models that you can use, things like that. It's like whether or not they use them or not, they use them as bases, which is things that Unreal Engine is such a library where it makes it so if even if you and I wanted to put hours into it, even like create a level in a game, we can do that even as novices
Yeah.
within
It's the
a certain amount of
telemetry,
time.
right? Like, I feel like
Yeah,
that's what gives it away. It's the uncanny valley realistic look to like the mountains and the trees and the water. It's
yeah,
like it looks unreal.
yeah. It looks like
Yeah.
and it's a certain games really. My gripe with Unreal is things where it's like when certain games had a certain art style and then changed, then got moved to Unreal, and then that's when the art style changed for the worse.
Like Halo
So like,
is going through now with the remake, right?
yeah, yeah, like the certain art style was made with a certain engine, and then the moment you put it into Unreal, it does look more realistic, but it's not always for the best. Like, I think Kingdom Hearts went to develop on like Unreal Engine 4. It was pivoted to that, but off the previous engine, and I thought that game looked worse.
Mm.
It just didn't have that like
You need time in it. Like, I think like they got it with Final Fantasy 7 because that's in Unreal Engine 4.
yeah,
But I agree, Kingdom Hearts 4 just felt like their first attempt in making in a game in you know what I mean, in
yeah.
Unreal.
It just looked like everything like there was no the character style didn't match what they used it for because like you can make any kind of game in Unreal Engine, like you can do whatever you want,
Mm.
but yeah, it just seems that thing where it's like it really like it diluted the character style of Kingdom Hearts
Yep.
using Unreal Engine 5. Whereas Final Fantasy, which is a lot more realistic of a title, benefits from it.
Yeah, what
Like,
what did Final Fantasy 16 didn't use Unreal? No, it definitely didn't. I think it used their
was it
in-house.
Ubiquity?
No, they used I don't know what the engine's called, but it's their in-house engine. And I know Final Fantasy 7 remake definitely used Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, it did. 5
and-
now.
Yeah. No, they're still in 4. They're in the last version of it.
Oh, wow.
And it's Unreal Engine 5 specifically that has that uncanny valley look. Like, you look at games like Lords of the Fallen or even Black Myth Wukong, Halo Remake, very much that Unreal stank. But
Yeah.
Expedition 33, I think, is like the titular game of the year in every sense of the word. In terms of like, think of the game that launched this year that 2025, you think Expedition 33. And
Yeah.
I remember getting to the end of Act 1, the lamp boss fight, plus what comes after, and I was like, man, this is cool, right? And I think has opened me up in terms of like the styles. I know my style was leaning towards JRPG anyway, but I think like this could very much be a person's first French RPG, but turn-based RPG, and get them into a genre that is like so beloved by the hardest of hardcore. And
Yeah.
what more do you want? For people that hate on the game, at least you can say, if you love it, I don't know, do you try a metaphor? Do you try it? Like, you know what I mean? Like it.
That's it. Like, and that's another reason why, for me, Clair Obscur is my game of the year. It's not because it's like it is like a 10 out of 10 game for me. But you know what? 9 out of 10 graphics could be better. Personally, doesn't really suit the style of. It could be more, more to it. It's not graphically intensive, but everything else, music, composure, storyline, gameplay, everything else is fantastic. Replayability. But the reason why, for me, it's game of the year is not because of that one game. It's like, for me, this year was like my resurgence of RPGs.
Mm.
That's why. Yeah, so it's like I played Clair Obscur, I played Metaphor this year. Granted, it came out last year. I played it this year. I played Trails. I played Digimon Story. I've replayed Pokemon Emerald. You know, like these are the games that are like a good old fashioned turn based RPG for me. Is
Slow
like,
burn, right?
yeah, I replayed Final Fantasy X. And I'm like, fuck, man, I
I need to
love
play
me
that.
some
I
JRPGs.
need to play that.
You should play it. I have a Switch copy if you want to borrow it,
Yeah, I might have
or
to.
I have a Vita copy if you want to borrow it.
I've got the digital version on the Vita. That's
Yeah,
where I played it when I tried playing it. But this was pre. This is post Final Fantasy VII remake, Josh, but pre everything else. So
yeah,
I'm thinking maybe now I get it a bit more.
yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
I'll say this though. One thing that hurts,
the
and
voice
I said
acting.
one thing that I'm gonna say one more thing one more time, but one more thing about what I realized that hurts the most, and that's replaying Pokemon Emerald and replaying Final Fantasy X. Random encounters,
Yeah.
man, not a fan.
I don't like grinding. Which is an old school thing that existed
Yeah,
in JRPGs. I like a game that is scaled in a way where it's like if you naturally fight everything you see, you're in an appropriate level for whatever the next boss will be.
yeah, yeah.
And then you choose if you wanted to like reload and kind of redo everything to kind of, speed
Get
past it.
overpowered. Yeah,
Yeah, I just um that's what's holding me back from going back to like old Final Fantasies. It's like I don't want to spend time in a field grinding.
yeah,
Um
and that's to what I'll say. Play it on the emulator if you want to do it like that,
yeah.
because I think that is the most efficient way to play a game, like an old school turn-based game like that. Like I play Pokemon Emerald on emulator because I don't want to do the grinding like that. I'll use the speed function. I'll use rare candy hacks. Like I
Yeah.
just want to play the game.
And they're not even Pokemon games. I don't remember having to even really grind really in a Pokemon. It's more
It's just
like
a random. It's
yeah,
the
the
random
random encounters.
encounters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
if you can do that,
yeah. Mm,
fine. You'll love the game.
yeah,
It's got some decent puzzles in there, like quite interesting. Beautiful.
yeah. Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Claire Obscura Expedition 33 is our Dodge Parry Roll game of 2025. As we wrap up, Vinny, I thought I'd tell you a quick story. Something
All
I
right. Let's hear
found
it.
both sad and funny. So in my little train station car, I like to call it my little runaround. I've got a Green Ranger air freshener that I have attached to the
Yep.
top of the car. And we've got kids in our street that are forever playing around outside. They're very friendly and they'll talk to me every time I'm out the front. And one of the little boys is like, "Oh, I love your Power Ranger thing. Is that Dino Charge?" And I was like,
You're like close enough.
"Don't talk to me, Dino Charge." How do you not know? Anyway, I was just like, that was like, I haven't had very many of those moments where I feel old. Like I feel
Yeah.
old and I'm sore and I'm old, but I don't have like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because I'm into tech and into video games, it's kind of like I still feel somewhat like in the young,
You feel attached to the youth.
attached to the youth. But that was like the moment of like, no, you're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that show is what 30 something years old.
Yeah, it's as old as I am. It was that, and
Yeah,
then when I
true.
saw the
90,
news,
93.
yeah, when I saw the news in Australia that we banned the social media apps, and then there was these apps that they listed that weren't affected, that I had never heard of in my life, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little disconnected. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
I was out with Sam the other week, and we're out for dinner, and I saw a like Power Rangers related feeling like old, and I saw a like father and son at the table next to us,
mm,
and the dad bought for the son the Megazord, like the reignition Megazord.
yep,
Yeah, but not the one that comes apart.
the one with the lights and sounds, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Which I don't
But
mind because it has the whole Megazord activated. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind that either. Like I watched a couple of toy reviews. It looks good. It looks good, especially for a kid who doesn't know like how to put stuff together. It's going to lose a lot of pieces. Like the stuff will break if you bend it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So like a solid figure, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like a playable figurine, action figure in itself. Good idea. But I could tell they were both struggling because that dad 100% thought that Megazord came apart.
Ah,
Like he was thinking about like I could see the gears turning in his head, and I was talking to Sam, and I'm like,
oh,
this man 100% knows he thinks that this Megazord comes apart, and it doesn't. Because I saw
yeah,
him just like trying to like yoink off the legs and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, mate, you just don't even
That
know.
is heartbreaking. There was a '90s version of the Megazord that was like that.
Yeah, I
Remember?
know. But even the feet came off
The feet came
because
off, but the rest was yeah.
yeah, you know how I know?
You had one?
I had one and I broke off the Megazord arms because I thought it came apart.
Came apart. So it's funny. Like I'm born in '94, so I remember really the show that was on whilst I was watching it like not live, but it was airing the same year that I was cognizant to it all was Lost
Yeah,
Galaxy, right?
yeah,
And I happened to have the VHSs of Mighty Morphin because my uncle, not the uncle that I talk about quite a bit, his younger brother, so the youngest of them, who was maybe 5, 6 years older than me, had
yeah,
the VHSs and introduced me to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
yeah. Fair.
So I was always like a Lost Galaxy, like watching it. But at that point, I already knew about Mighty Morphin, but then had missed. That is why I've got the collection that kind of skips Zeo and Turbo, is because I remember the Turbo movie. I had the Turbo Megazord, but it was really season 1 MMPR straight to In Space, straight to
Yeah,
Lost Galaxy, and then I went back and watched season 2 and season 3.
yeah. See, this is the thing. Like I watched yes, yeah. Like I watched Turbo was on replay for some reason a lot before Saturday Disney.
Hmm.
Don't know why. But the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was like for me, like, and just for us, for Australian Television Network, that show was. I remember running home from school, like actual primary school, running home by myself, just so I could watch the show that aired at 3:30.
So I was too young for that.
No, but this is the thing: the show came out in 1993 to 1996. Mighty Morphin.
Mm.
I'm not running home at 3 years old.
No. Ah, yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
so the game so the show was advertised and like
It was like
on
an
TV.
evergreen. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was that's the best way to. It was an evergreen
Mm.
because that same year I was also watching Lost Galaxy and I also taped it.
Yeah, that's my memory of. I had VHS recordings of Lost Galaxy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I also taped over. My mum had do you remember the movie True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
good movie. I remember my mum loved that movie, and I taped over her copy of True Lies with
Mm.
an episode of Power Rangers Turbo. And I remember because like
Yeah.
she was just like she wanted to watch it, and
Oh, it
like
cuts to it.
yeah, it just cuts to like the Blue Centurion, like which is the cop, like the Turbo cop guy, and he's just like walking around like inspecting parking tickets. And mom just like cracked that at me. She's like,
Yeah.
"What is this?"
Yeah. What
I
a
was like, "I
time,
need
man. What a time. I used
taping
to so
taping over videos."
I had my favorite video as a kid was the Power Rangers in Space. It was the Psycho Rangers collection, right? Where it was
Oh
all
yeah,
the episodes.
oh,
It made it out like it was just,
a
and
movie.
that's what I like. I actually didn't watch In Space. That's what I watched because, like I said, Lost Galaxy was the show that was on when I was cognizant.
Yeah,
So I just had that, and that was enough for me to go. This is my favorite season, even without even watching until much later
yeah.
in life everything else.
I've got
Yeah.
yeah. Go
And
yeah.
I don't know, I've got that VHS. And to think like all these years later, 20, whatever it was. When was it?
It was 99.
No, I'm trying to think when I went to America. 20.
Oh, and you saw
I ran into the Red
Andrew-
Power Ranger in the airport.
Christopher Cayman Lee. Is that
Yeah,
his name?
yeah. I'm sitting there at. I got a flight to Dallas from doing good at work, whatever, and I land, and I'm walking through the airport, and I'm like, is that the Red in Space Ranger sitting, waiting for his flight on the phone? And I'm like, no. And then I messaged you, right? I
Yeah,
think I sent you a photo. I'm like,
go get a photo.
Vinny, I am randomly at this airport on a work trip, and the Red in Space Ranger is here. And I went up to him,
Yeah.
And I asked for a photo, and I got a photo,
Yep.
and was the only time in my entire life where I spoke to someone where I walked away going, this guy thinks I'm an... I've never really approached a celebrity before, so I didn't know what to say. So I said I was a fan of his work, which I don't know if that's necessarily true, because I'm not a fan of his work. I'm a fan of the one thing you did in 1998 or whatever it was. Yeah, but he's like, yeah, cool, man. Where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Australia. I'm traveling for work. He's like, oh, yeah. I think he was going to some convention. But it was funny. When he was on the phone, it sounded like he was having a heated debate with somebody about something that was supposed to be organised that didn't happen. So that's why I was like, man, do I interrupt him? Not interrupt him. Do I ask for a photo? He's clearly not in the right thing. But I did.
Yeah.
I got the photo. I'm just trying to find it. But what are the chances of that, right? Like, to run into him at the airport. I remember that you must have been thinking, what the hell are you talking about? No way.
It was like, wow. I'm like, yeah, just get a photo, man. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
So we've obviously met, like I say, obviously, once again, obviously to you because we were both there.
Yeah.
But we both met the late Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
He did his only time, as far as I know, like that he's actually done a convention in Australia. And he did it for Supernova or Comic Con one year. We both got stuff signed. Pretty cool. Like I got a photo with him. Can't tell it's me. I'm wearing my helmet, but it's fine. But it's just nice to say, like, it's nice to go to someone and say, like, hey, look, big fan.
Yeah.
You know, thank you. I did that with
He was really cool too.
Yeah, he was cool. Like the same thing with Austin St. John. He was also there at another year, so I got something signed from him. Got something signed by Walter Emmanuel Jones, who's the Black Ranger. So just work my way slowly to the but I remember meeting Johnny L. Bosch one year, but he didn't come down for Power Rangers. He came down for Code Geass, which is
and he's in a lot of things. So it's like
he's in a lot of things now. He played Joshua in Trails in the Sky.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, he's a very he's a world renowned voice actor. I would say.
Yep.
He's in so many. He's got
Doesn't
his
he
fingers
play
in so many pies.
Dante in Devil May Cry on Netflix? Yeah.
And he plays Nero in Devil May Cry 4.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's actually quite funny. So, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
28th of January at 3:49.
2023?
Terminal C. Yeah, 2023. Yeah, Dallas International Airport. It's funny, the new iPhone update, it shows you exactly where you were. But literally, I was just like, hey, man, do you mind if
Big fan of your work.
Big fan of your work. He's like, what accent's that? I'm like, I don't think he's ever seen an Australian in his life.
Yeah, and I feel like we always sound more Australian when we're in another country.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I remember getting to that airport and I was like, I need a coffee. And I went to the coffee and it was a Starbucks. I'm like, oh, can I just grab a long black? And he's like, what? And I freaked out for a moment because the guy was of a dark complexion. And I was like, a long black? And he's like, Americano? And I'm like, yes, indeed. Apparently, that's what a long black is.
Yeah. See,
I was like, oh my God, I've offended somebody.
I remember, I remember getting a coffee as well at Starbucks. First time I went to the States, which was about 12 years ago now. And I said, hey, can I please have a cappuccino? And they looked at me like they're like,
a what?
What language is this guy speaking? And I just said, cappuccino.
What do they call it?
No, I just spoke so fast that they just...
Yeah, they didn't comprende.
They didn't catch it with the accent.
Yeah.
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 Anyway. We've been Dodge Parry Roll.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm a little tipsy, I've got to give you that. For our end-of-year wrap-up, congratulations to Expedition 33 for not only winning Jeff's show, but ours.
Yeah.
we will see you in the new year. Thank you for joining. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know two things. Let us know what your personal game of the year is, and two, what is your biggest snub? Because I think there was a lot of great games this year that launched that just didn't get enough love, and we'd like to know in the comment section. But thank you for joining us. I've been your host, the exhausted one, Joshua LaRosa, joined by the other exhausted fellow, Vinnie Chens. Vinnie, any final words to wrap us up?
May the power protect you.
Be merry, be Christmassy. Ho, ho, ho. And a bottle of rum.
Holidays.
Goodbye.